Welcome to Roblox Horror Stories, and our first story is about Animal Hospital Anomaly. After graduating from med school, I landed an internship at a small hospital. I figured it'd just be another step toward becoming a doctor. Treating patients, chatting with my colleagues, and trash talk our boss. That was the plan until my very first shift. Turns out this place is crawling with skinwalkers, angry ghosts, and mutated creatures that shouldn't even exist. So, can I survive long enough to make my dream come true? Or am I about to become the hospital's next victim? Stick around until the end to find out. I spawn into the hospital to start my 1-week internship trial. Standing in the middle of the empty lobby, I quickly realize that I am completely lost. There are no instructions on my screen, and absolutely nobody is around to guide me. But before I can even panic, a patient walks through the front doors. Taking their medical order actually isn't too bad because of my old part-time job at a KFC. The order process is basically the same. I accept their request, guide them to the diagnostics, and let the medical machines do the scanning. All I have to do is check the machine's reading, run to the cabinet to grab the exact pill it tells me, and deliver it. Just like that, my very first patient is cured. It feels incredibly rewarding to help someone for the first time in this game. I keep this momentum going and treat a few more patients, right until the chief doctor walks through the doors to check on my progress. He walks up to my counter and immediately gives me a quick warning. The guy tells me that some very strange things will start happening around the hospital at night, so he is going to spend his time repairing the security shutters and cameras to help keep us safe. I honestly do not understand his warning at all. I look around the lobby and only see some weak patients who can barely walk, so how could they possibly be dangerous? I just nod my head to give him a polite answer and keep treating the next patient, but turns out I was wrong. During a routine checkup, I spot a real monster hiding directly under the patient's bed. I try my best to avoid its hitbox, but the space is too small and I fail to get away. I prepare for a jump scare, but the creature just grabs the bottle of maple syrup I am holding in my hand and runs away. I guess the monster must be a Canadian or something. After he leaves, I finish curing the patient and get back to work. But since the doctor warned me about a few strange occurrences, I know there will definitely be more to deal with than just this. Right after that, the chief doctor returns and unlocks a utility office containing upgrades for me. The office lets me choose from several different items, a bell so that I can receive more patients, some chocolate to restore my sanity, or a speed medicine potion that makes patients recover faster. As a future doctor, I want to cure people as quickly as possible, so I choose the speed medicine to help everyone. But as I walk back, I can't help but wonder how scary the next threats will actually be. Right on cue, a creature with a distorted face spawns in the lobby. I immediately run to the panel and close the security shutters to drive him away. Once he runs off, I open the shutters and meet another patient. This one has dark, hollow eyes and looks extremely sleep deprived. He doesn't look dangerous to me, so I decide to brew a fresh cup of coffee and hand it to him. He instantly perks up and he walks out cured. It feels good to know that not every weird creature here is out to attack me. Curing him makes me feel even more determined to save lives. So I head back to my shift, and guess who I run into again? It's the Canadian monster. I quickly bring out a bottle of syrup to make him go away, and he leaves without a fight. The next few patients in the lobby only have minor illnesses, so I expect an easy night. But then a new patient walks in wanting an EKG test. I have never run an EKG machine before. I follow him into the room and simply follow the step-by-step instructions the chief doctor left behind. After running the test, the machine reports that his main issue is actually just eye strain. I seriously wonder if these machines are actually accurate, or if they have some other purpose, because there ain't no way he just got an eye strain. But the machine said it, so I hand him some eye drops and he walks out the door. I definitely need to ask the chief doctor about this equipment later. For now, I just hope I don't ruin anything or run anything too scary. But as I walk out of the EKG room and head back toward the main lobby, I run straight into the worst of them all, a French guy. He is standing right in front of my desk, calling himself Barney, and immediately asking for a cup of coffee. To get this guy out of here as fast as possible, I quickly run back to the break room kitchen, click on the coffee machine to start the brewing progress bar. I carry it back to the lobby and hand it over to the French guy. He actually said thank you and walks out the front doors. I think to myself that maybe this French guy is not as bad as I thought, but the very next day, the gameplay takes a very weird turn. The same French guy walks back into the lobby, but this time he is holding a very sus-looking suitcase. He places it directly on the reception counter and asks me to keep it safe for him until he returns. Since he was polite and thanked me for the coffee yesterday, I decide to trust him for now. I pick up the suitcase and put it behind my reception desk and drop the item safely under the counter where no other patients can walk over it, and hope there is nothing sus inside this thing. With that out of the way, we are back to my regular medical work, waiting for the next standard patient to arrive. And while I am busy managing my patient queue and organizing my medical supplies, the chief doctor walks back into the lobby. He warns me that some of the incoming patients are going to be highly unstable and aggressive tonight, so he has unlocked a tactical taser for my self-defense. I went back to give it a look, but as a future doctor, I find this a bit confusing. Why would he give me a high-voltage weapon when my entire objective is supposed to be saving and healing people? And the answer immediately show up. Right after the doctor finishes speaking, a monster with a creepy, smiling face spawns right outside the glass. I do not let him get anywhere near me. I immediately sprint to the control panel to drop the security shutters and went back to equip the taser. The smiling monster registers my armed status, turns around, and runs away. Thanks, Chief, you truly saved me this time. But wait, I think I forgot to ask him something. Probably something not important. I'll ask him when I remember it. But my next shift proves that the patient queue is getting weirder and weirder. I have to manage some very strange characters, like Ron the accountant, who keep talking about he's working for some sort of evil hidden corp, or a nameless black mouse patient. While I am trying to check through their diagnostic menus, a warning suddenly appeared. Surgery required immediately. The chief doctor is completely missing from the security room or any other room. I immediately rush to the surgical table to save the patient. First, knock him out, then grab an IV drip. I accidentally patch him up right after instead. Right before my eyes, the patient literally turns to ashes on the operating table. The hospital registers a massive penalty and deducts a large chunk of my medical points, hoping I can do better on the next surgery so I don't get fired from this internship. But I don't even have time to process that surgical failure before the chief doctor returns to my desk with more bad news. Things outside have gone from bad to worse. A giant horde of mutants has breached the town, and they are currently loading the wounded into ambulances heading straight to our clinic. Hearing this, my heart starts racing. I realize we are about to get flooded with critical cases, so I frantically try to prepare myself as fast as possible. But before I can even do anything, the double doors burst open and a massive wave of screaming patients floods the lobby. Everyone is showing critical symptoms. One of them even has their life on the line. I have to leave the lobby queue behind and run straight into the operating room to save his life. I focus entirely on the task at hand. IV drip, medicine, organ. You not only need to be precise, but also fast too, because we only get 45 seconds for each surgery. But as soon as I step out of the operating room, a cold realization hits me. While I was completely focused on the operating table, I couldn't run over to the X-ray room in time to help the other critical patient waiting there. The patient is already gone, leaving nothing. It is a harsh lesson. I realize this job requires insane, breakneck speed. I walk back to the lobby, feeling the weight of the loss, but determined to move faster so I never lose another patient on my watch. The chief doctor returns to the lobby after that hectic ambulance rush. He looks completely exhausted, but warns me that the next wave of emergency cases is about to arrive. I feel a sudden surge of confidence and think to myself that I will definitely be ready for whatever comes next. I take the next patient from the queue and start leading them down the corridor to an empty ward bed. But as we walk, a transparent ghost suddenly appears right in the middle of the hallway, blocking our path. A few minutes later, I am sitting back at the reception desk checking in another patient. I glance up at the security camera monitor and my stomach drops. The exact same ghost is still wandering along the hallway, watching my every move. Instead of panicking, I decide to just ignore the ghost for now. Honestly, a hospital needs a few ghosts to feel authentic anyway, so I choose to focus on my main priority, performing a successful surgery to save Ron the accountant. But as I step into the operating room and grabbing some medicine, the ghost suddenly appears again, and this time, the ghost vanishes as soon as I hit it, but as I look down, my taser's battery immediately drops to 0%, realizing I absolutely need to find a much better weapon to protect myself on the next shift. Just as my taser battery dies, the chief doctor returns to my desk and tells me that things are getting too dangerous, so we must learn to protect ourselves. I completely agree with his advice because without a working taser, I am basically a sitting duck. I run over to the nurse's station cabinet to grab some basic medical supplies, but when I open the drawer, I spot something, a heavy black pistol resting right next to the bandages. I decide to exercise my Second Amendment rights, pick it up, and immediately equip the gun. Suddenly, a monster jumps out in the lobby and lunges at a guest waiting near the counter. And the monster is gone instantly. A few seconds later, another one appears. And that monster is gone too. This thing is incredible. It makes me realize that fear in this place only exists because we don't have enough firepower. Once you are loaded, nothing in this haunted place can scare you anymore. But today marks the end of my 7th day, and my trial shift is officially over. The final contract is waiting. So, what do you guys think? Should I accept this job offer and keep working in this crazy hospital? Or should I leave and find a normal job? Let me know in the comments below.